Taylor Swift is good at keeping secrets, but what have you been able to decipher so far about what's going on in there?
Yeah, listen, Abby, we're actually getting quite a show here. The Swifties that did show up are getting the same kind of show. We're starting to see A-listers begin to arrive to this event. Might be running a little behind schedule, if I'm going to be honest with you, because we heard from sources this was supposed to start with a cocktail hour beginning at 4:30. It's now 5 o'clock. And if I get out of the way, you can see these SUVs lining up. These probably go 30 to 40 SUVs deep. So these SUVs, as they come down 7th Avenue, which has been closed off to traffic, they then get escorted to the big tent that we saw erected over the last couple of days, and then through the curtains, and that's where they're able to check in. We've seen some people just get out of their cars and go check in themselves, showing their IDs, and then going in.
Dopustite da vas Rafaelo sladoled ponese u svijet užitka. Osjetite nježnost kokosa i badema, sjedinjenih za istinski užitak u svakom zalogaju. Rafaelo sladoled, dašak čistog užitka.
And we do expect actually the celebration, the ceremony to begin probably in the next half hour or so, followed by, of course, the big party. We've been hearing reports that possibly we're going to hear Stevie Nicks perform, maybe even Ed Sheeran, Tim McGraw. So a lot of these details still under wraps, but certainly the excitement around here is palpable as all these A-listers are now beginning to arrive to this party.
Well, who among us has not arrived fashionably late to a cocktail party? Bryn Gingras, thank you very much, outside of Madison Square Garden. I want to bring in now Charlotte Triggs, the editor-in-chief of People magazine. So Charlotte, there have been obviously a lot of rumors swirling around this big event, including what exactly they're going to do to this arena, who's in the bridal party, what are we learning about what is happening in this top secret affair right now?
Well, this is the kind of wedding that I don't think most of us have seen. I mean, it's like they have taken a venue that seats 50,000 people, I forget the capacity exactly, and they are transforming it from a sporting arena, concert arena, into something that is going to look completely transformed into like a fairy tale garden. We have sources that said that they've seen the inside, and it is absolutely majestic and beautiful. And it looks like a classic wedding. It doesn't look like, what you would think when you think MSG, like the t-shirt guns and the pretzel vendors and popcorn. It's, a completely different vibe right now.
Yeah.
And just, they've tented off the seats so that that's not even going to be seen. So you're going to go in and really kind of have more of like a garden wedding vibe somehow.
We're looking at some live pictures outside of the garden. I was just told, okay, there you go. There he is. Jason Sudeikis walking in, hands up so that no one stops him from getting into the wedding venue. So we're starting to see these guests trickling in for what is supposed to be the cocktail hour right now. Ceremony, obviously, sometime after that. Do you think, though, that we will see any visuals of this wedding after the fact? I heard you say there that you've got some great sources inside who are giving you a sense of it, but will we actually see it?
Well, I'm going to choose optimism, and I'm going to choose to manifest pictures. And what I would really love is a video. I heard that there are signs posted around MSG when you go in that everything is being filmed. Now, that would be quite exciting. We know that she has a history of documenting her concert tours and of documenting a lot of things in her life.
Nemoj da te naše narikače oplakuju. Da ne umreš od žeđi. Uzmi Guc Guc. Studena.
Not even confirmed it, but they did. I think she knows that she has got this absolutely huge devoted audience.
Sorry, Charlotte, to interrupt. We're looking at sports broadcaster Joe Buck walking in as well with the guest. Continue talking.
Oh, just to the guest list, they've got people from all corners of their combined universes, right? It's like from their, obviously their close family. She's got all like a very starry list of friends. There's a huge NFL presence. This is really going to be quite something. And I think that we would be being cheated as fans if we didn't get to see a picture of this at the end.
Yeah, I think her fans, her fans would they would love like a movie of the whole thing, you know, and they've gotten that from her at different points. So we'll see what we get. There were a lot of people who were saying, okay, maybe this isn't real. First of all, who gets married at Madison Square Garden? Others were critical of the way in which this event has really shut down that part of downtown Manhattan and all the resources involved in that. What do you make of the decision to do it in this very public place while also trying to achieve a degree of incredible secrecy around it?
It's kind of a counterintuitive location, of course. I mean, most people would probably think Madison Square Garden, that's like the weirdest wedding venue ever. But actually, I mean, for her purposes, it might be genius. I mean, it's got complete security. It's got everything she needs in order to make it completely private and be able to control the images if she is shooting, God help us, if she is shooting video, you know, to control all of that without any interference and whatever. And also in a way, I mean, she can't really just do it in her backyard. I mean, people would descend on, if she did it in some little small town or some quaint place, I mean, people would sniff it out and they would descend on there. So in a way, the fact that this has the capacity to handle, I mean, they're expecting up to 1,000 people, that it has that capacity and that it's in the middle of New York City and is sort of self-contained, it's actually sort of nice. It's a bit better than just shutting down an entire vacation destination that like regular people want to use. You know, there's no other concerts on the menu at Madison Square Garden until John Bon Jovi comes next week. So, you know, she's not in anybody's way.
Yeah,
and
why
it's
not?
actually kind of a weirdly generous thing. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, some wedding planners in the luxury business have estimated that something at the Garden could cost anywhere from $15 to $100 million. Do you have any sense of how that could?
Ovdje leži mlada snajka, koža joj presušila od dehidracije.
Nemoj da te naše narikače oplakuju. Da ne umreš od žeđi. Uzmi Guc Guc. Studena.
Then sell tickets to it, and you put as much into the, you know, fanfare and the decor and all of that as you then recoup in ticket sales. Like, just going to be like a whopper of an expense. I actually think that in many ways, the scale of this is more akin to a royal wedding than what you normally see, like just a celebrity wedding. You know what I mean? Like normally a celebrity wedding, you see like a couple hundred people and whatever. And a royal wedding, it's like, you know, you've got to invite everybody that you've ever encountered is expecting to go. And, you know, the big thing that I'm hoping that this is sort of like an American royal wedding and that they'll feel the need to share pictures and video with us, right?
Yeah, well, not many celebrities bigger than Taylor Swift at this point. Charlotte Triggs, editor-in-chief for People magazine, thank you very much for that.
In a union worthy of royalty, pop icon Taylor Swift is getting married maybe right now to NFL star Travis Kelce at Madison Square Garden. Sources say that celebration should be well underway. And again, I remind you, we are just down the road here from our offices in New York. We have seen the effects of this for days now. Now, while this event is shrouded in secrecy and literal black screens, the ceremony was expected now to already be underway, perhaps the vows exchanged within the next half an hour. Our entertainment correspondent, Elizabeth Wagmeister, is following all of this, not just the heat wave, but of course, all the secrecy around this. And yet, Elizabeth, I have to tell you, I've been surprised at how many people we've actually seen enter this event.
Yes, we have gotten a glimpse at some of the people either entering the event or going out of their hotel in New York City on their way to Madison Square Garden. Now, as you see behind me, the street is clear. This means that all the guests are inside. As you said, the ceremony should be underway. From our reporting, what we heard from sources was that the ceremony was set to begin on the arena floor at 5:30. The party then set to begin about an hour after. I have to tell you, the cars were definitely running late. It was a bit of a traffic jam, so I wouldn't be surprised if, like so many weddings, if they're starting a little bit later. But everyone's in there, and I'm sure that they are having a blast. Now, some of the names that we have.
Okay, Mann, total easy. Ich bin rein, Kohle auf den Tisch, raus, bam. Oh, wow, pures Gold.
Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
Going to be a who's who of not just Hollywood and of course sports because of Travis Kelce and all of his friends from the football world and beyond, but you're also going to see a lot of Hollywood executives, a lot of big names in business. I mean, this is 1,000 people that we have that are going to be here tonight, and also the people who aren't.
In some way, shape, or form, it'll be unrecognizable to the hockey games I've seen there, for instance.
Absolutely. I think the goal here was to have the event here really for secrecy and security. But then the goal, when you are Taylor Swift and you are the bride, is that you don't want it to look like Madison Square Garden. Remember, she is a self-made billionaire, so money is not an issue here. That means that they could spend whatever they want to totally transform this place. I spoke to a luxury wedding planner earlier today who's not affiliated with this wedding, but she told me that the draping that will be needed to transform Madison Square Garden will be enormous. She anticipates that they will want to cover all of the seats. Of course, they'll want to cover the floor of the arena. And she said they would even want to cover the bathrooms, which makes
Be like a whopper of an expense. I actually think that in many ways, this
The Duke of Cambridge, the Duke of Cornwall, the Lord of the Isles, Prince of Great Stewart of Scotland, Earl of Chester, and the Prince of Wales. Ladies and presenters, please welcome His Royal Highness Prince William!
That is quite an intro, guys. Amazing.
The prince seemed to be enjoying himself there. For more on the wedding of the year and everything, I guess, Kelce and Swift, entertainment journalist Segun Oduolowu, thank you so much for being with us. I'm really curious about your initial thoughts here. First, we'll deal with the Kelce brothers in a minute because they always have some surprises. But in the wedding itself, we have seen more guests than we expected to see. We've got some pictures and some video. But listen, it looks like she went through with it.
Yeah, this wedding is the wedding of the year, but I want everyone to pump the brakes with this being America's royal wedding. We already had one, Meghan Markle. She married a real prince, okay? We actually saw that one televised. So yes, a pop princess marrying a tight end, even a superstar tight end in the NFL, is not the royal American wedding. I do find it interesting that, on our 250th birthday of America kind of divorcing itself from being wed to Great Britain, we are celebrating a wedding of cohabitation. So I do find the irony of what Taylor Swift doing, to be par for the course with her. But who wouldn't we expect to be at this wedding? Pop stars, athletes, executives. As Elizabeth said, Taylor Swift is a self-made billionaire. Everyone who is anyone wants to be in this room, wants to be invited to this, because like you said, Paula, it's going to come out. We're going to see some type of theatrical release when Taylor is good and ready. And if you ran a streaming service or a theater chain, wouldn't you want, after her Eras tour grossed $250 million with its release?
Hans hat bei Ophirum in Gold investiert und genießt seitdem seinen 3. Frühling. Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
Garden numerous times when she's toured. The whole proposal was garden party chic. Well, what better place to have a garden party chic wedding than Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena? We know about the security, with the way that you can't photograph into it, with the secret tunnels underneath the stadium so people can arrive, whether secretly or they've been arriving in black SUVs and been getting out of tents. We've seen some people, but there's speculation that there are even more celebrities. And then we get down to the performances. We've talked about Stevie Nicks, Benson Boone, who opened for her, Ed Sheeran, who's gone on tour with her. I wouldn't doubt if this turns into a beautiful, like celeb-laden concert that we air or that we're allowed to see, because that's what Taylor does. Part of her marketing genius is knowing what her fans want and crave, and she's going to give it to them just when she's ready.
And talk about marketing genius. How about the Kelce brothers dropping the episode with none other than Prince William?
Yeah, that's marketing masterpiece 101. Listen, the Kelce brothers, and people are saying, oh, well, Travis and Jason weren't that big of a deal until Taylor came along. They had a really popular sports cast. Then Taylor comes along, and that podcast goes for 100 million. Taylor coming along also gets you some of Taylor's biggest fans, and the Prince of Wales with his children, George and Georgine, are huge fans of Taylor Swift. When she did her tour, they actually got to meet her backstage. So yeah, getting him on the podcast the day that you're getting married, I mean, look, chef's kiss to the Kelce brothers. That is just brilliant. And it blows their podcast up even more. So they've been marketing this whole thing the right way. It's why I feel we're going to see inside that wedding in our own good time.
Yeah, you said it, chef's kiss. There was a special kind of polish to that as I said, it was a flex, and I appreciated it for what happened. Showgirl, allow us to do a bit of a deeper dive here for those who are Swiftie fans or who have raised Swiftie fans. As you can imagine who that is, Taylor has spent nearly 2 decades writing about love, heartbreak, marriage, and a lot of her older songs, have clear references to wedding references. Do you think she's really catering to what her fans will expect here? Because again, they know these songs off by heart. They're like anthems.
Okay, Mann, total easy. Ich bin rein, Kohle auf den Tisch, raus, bam. Oh, wow, pures Gold.
Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
Breakups. The Red album was after Jake Gyllenhaal. John Mayer. There have been so many people that she's been associated with. Breakup and then a great wedding. A great album. Now getting married to Travis Kelce. Look, Life of a Showgirl wasn't that good critically. We kind of panned it. The
Showgirl, no, don't go there.
Is now found happiness.
You're going to get hate mail, Showgirl.
Well,
You're going to get hate mail.
Paula, it reminds me of Alanis Morissette. Remember Jagged Little Pill and how it was all about angry music, and then the next album, it was like, thank you, and I was like, no, thank you. It didn't sell like Jagged Little Pill. I think if Taylor can find a way to maybe embrace motherhood, which I think is the next step, I don't think Swifties are going to get music from Taylor for quite a while. We'll get the inside of this wedding when they release it, but then she'll probably go dark to start a family, and we'll see if motherhood generates some new music. You need pain to give us pleasurable music. I need the Taylor Swift who's going through heartbreak. This new Taylor, I don't need to hear songs like Wood. I don't want to know about Travis Kelce like that. I didn't need that.
It's TMI. I think she had a reference to the fact that it was too much information for her mother as well. Showgirl, we will leave it there for now. But I see your Alanis Morissette reference. That is my generation. Thank you, Alanis. She is back better than ever, I want to say. And we will continue to follow all of these fabulous careers. Showgirl, if we have anything breaking from the wedding, we'll bring you right back here. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Just married, and you've got the signs to prove it. How about that? These signs lighting up around Madison Square Garden, declaring Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are officially married. The celebration's underway right now inside MSG, expected to go late into the night for the 1,000 guests who made the cut for the wedding of the year. CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister is out front now, outside Madison Square Garden, and we are getting some details now. We now know the dress. We even know the officiant. Fill us in.
Yes.
Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
This comes from an official press release from Taylor's representative, Tree Payne, who gives us these following details. I'm reading directly from this right now. Taylor and Travis did not have bridesmaids or groomsmen. Instead, her brother, Austin Swift, served as Taylor's man of honor, and Jason Kelce, of course, Travis Kelce's brother, served as his best man. The ceremony was joined both families together and was officiated by friend Adam Sandler. Now, the bride and groom both wore Christian Dior, and Taylor Swift wore Cartier jewelry, and both of their shoes were custom made by Christian Louboutin. So look, we have all the details. Again, Taylor bringing her fans into this moment by announcing this to the world, again, after weeks, months of secrecy. But there is still a lot being kept private. You can see behind me, or maybe you can, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of curtains outside of MSG. We did get some glimpses before of celebrities coming in, everyone from Jennifer Lopez to Hugh Grant, Benson Boone, but we can't really see anything else inside. But they're married. Congrats to the happy couple.
Congrats. Lots of big names, as you note, coming in earlier, and then hiding behind those curtains. All right, Elizabeth, appreciate it. Thank you. Out front with us now, Carlos Greer, senior reporter for the New York Post, Page 6. I got to say, Adam Sandler, I mean, are they close? I'm not close with Travis and Taylor, so I don't know how close they are with Adam. I'm not close with him either. But hey.
And listen, Taylor, you can't put anything past when it comes to celebrity friendships, that's for sure. But that sounds like a very fun wedding. I mean, can you imagine Adam Sandler, them saying "I do" in front of Adam Sandler? There had to be a lot of jokes there, I would imagine.
Well, I mean, it sets the tone, right? You're officiant,
Completely.
really, having full disclosure, officiated a few weddings in my day. It really does set the tone, right? So, and they're obviously going to pick somebody. They want them to set the tone.
Of course.
We know about the custom dresses. We know about the shoes. We know about, were you surprised at all? No wedding party.
You know, I was not surprised, honestly, because they're doing this at MSG, and this is setting it up to be a big party. We know that they're going to be partying there until the wee hours, until 2:30 a.m., I'm told. The inside of it, it's a garden-themed event. And, you know, Jennifer Lopez, Gigi Hadid, so many people. There's so many stars. It's an A-list star-packed party.
How many of those stars do you think are also part of the entertainment this evening?
Well, here's the thing. Taylor Swift is supposed to be a part of the entertainment this evening. Reportedly, she's going to be performing with Stevie Nicks and Paul
Okay, Mann, total easy. Ich bin rein, Kohle auf den Tisch, raus, bam. Oh, wow, pures Gold.
Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
Surrounding this is something she truly wants to share with the public, it seems. People flew in for this wedding.
Swifties flew in, you mean?
Swifties flew in.
Just to be outside
Just to
Madison
be
Square
outside,
Garden,
just to see the cars.
in the heat.
In the heat, just to see her drive up.
Into the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It is something. That is a love. So we have the few details now, right? So a little bit of detail about, you know, what they wore, who officiated, who was in the wedding. The signs outside, as Elizabeth said, that lets the fans know what happened. How soon until we get an official image being released?
Well, you know what? Here's what we learned. There are already, there's film releases set up inside of Madison Square Garden. So we know that they're recording.
Sure.
Whether or not it's
Which
going
is
to be for a
expected.
documentary or a music video, that's yet to be seen. But, you know, I predict that Taylor's going to announce this and release a photo on her own because she wants to share this with her fans.
Right, but do you think this weekend?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think we're going to get the whole
No.
situation.
I just
Maybe
mean,
a picture for sure.
Just to tide people over until the release of the official Taylor and Travis, the wedding special, live on Netflix.
If that billboard is any indication, I think we'll get it.
It could be. Really quickly before I let you go, any word on what's next? Meaning, is there a honeymoon?
Oh, I mean, I would imagine that there is a honeymoon. I mean, it's Taylor. It's her first wedding. It's Taylor and Travis. I don't think we're going to know where.
Until after.
Until after. As private as they've kept it.
All right, we'll see. Maybe she'll take everybody to Rhode Island tomorrow for her annual July 4th party.
That's what I'm curious about. What's
knows?
going to happen? Her favorite holiday.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks.
So she has 14 Grammys. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings, and I hope he has an extra ring in his pocket right now because in less than an hour, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce may exchange wedding rings at New York's Madison Square Garden. Now, dressed up friends of the couple were recently seen leaving a new nearby hotel. I'm not going to lie, that's more than I thought we would see. And SUVs have been arriving at the arena. Sources say a pre-celebration cocktail hour has just started. Outside, though, fans have been braving the scorching New York heat, hoping to get at least a glimpse, but there have been privacy screens and fences put all over the place. Our Elizabeth Wagmeister is outside for all of it. Okay, Elizabeth, what have you seen and what have you heard? Because the time has arrived, right?
The time has arrived, and look, so many people, even the most devoted Swifties, thought that this was not going to happen. They thought that Madison Square Garden was a decoy, that it was all a hoax, and that maybe Taylor Swift would have a fan event or something at MSG, but that she would get married somewhere else. But no, as you see right behind me, the guests are arriving, the day has arrived. They are all inside. In fact, all these guests are late for the cocktail hour, and I want to show you, you can see here right behind me, 7th Avenue is completely shut down. Only Taylor Swift, for a private wedding, has the power to shut down the streets of New York City. You see all the black SUVs here. We don't know who is in them because the windows are tinted, but what we are seeing is how they are keeping this check-in very secure. On the other side of the cars, they are rolling down their windows and people are checking them in with some sort of iPad. So obviously they don't want anyone to get in who does not belong there. And then just behind me, they will make a right turn and they arrive under a tent. The SUV literally drives under a tent. The tent closes up so you can't see anything. They are keeping the paparazzi out. Taylor wants to be able to release her own wedding footage when she can. And they also, first and foremost, beyond the paparazzi, of course, want to keep this secure. When you are the most famous pop star in the world and one of the most famous humans on the planet, you're always a security target. And Madison Square Garden is a venue that you can secure. It also is a sensible venue because Taylor has performed there a number of times throughout her career. So this venue actually means a lot to her. But to my right over here, you may have just heard some screaming. There are Swifties. They are behind barricades. They were just singing Love Story a few minutes ago. So the Swifties are excited. There are a few New Yorkers that are a little annoyed. This woman just told me, I'm going to miss my train because all these streets are closed. And how could they do this to us public citizens? So it is mayhem here on the streets. But cocktail hour is happening right behind us. In about less than an hour is when the wedding is supposed to begin.
And the time has finally arrived. I'm not sure if the bride and groom have butterflies in their stomach. I do want to say, though, as much as they've inconvenienced the city, they really did make an effort to give millions of dollars, in fact, $26 million to charities, right? They really wanted to be able to share their joy, as they say.
That's right. I confirmed yesterday with Taylor's representative that the couple jointly donated $26 million to a variety of charities across the country, many of which are in New York City. And when that announcement was made yesterday, that's when some of the fans finally started to say, okay, this must be real and she must really be getting married in New York City. They also made donations to organizations in Kansas City, of course, where Travis plays for the Chiefs, also Ohio, where Travis is from, Pennsylvania, where Taylor is from, Nashville, where she got her start as a musician, in Rhode Island, where she, of course, owns a home. And that was once rumored to be where they would have gotten married. Obviously, that's not what happened. But they made donations to 3 children's hospitals, to music education, to food shelter.
Okay, Mann, total easy. Ich bin rein, Kohle auf den Tisch, raus, bam. Oh, wow, pures Gold.
Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
To kind of share their love with others.
And it is going on at this hour. We'll continue to cover it here at CNN, and no one will get anything by Elizabeth Wagmeister, so we're going to wait for the dress and the ring, okay? So we'll see how long it takes for us to get
I'll try my best.
On that. Thanks, Elizabeth. Appreciate it.
Welcome to The Lead. I'm Abby Phillip, in for Jake Tapper today. We start at the pop lead with what Taylor Swift's fans are calling the American royal wedding. The superstar is expected to say forever and always to Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, likely in just a few minutes. Now, this afternoon, celebrities and friends of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, including her childhood bestie, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, were spotted leaving a hotel near Madison Square Garden just before the cocktail hour kickoff. The entire weekend of enchanted wedding events has been kept tightly under wraps, with black cars and SUVs seen rolling into Madison Square Garden all weekend long for a star-studded affair. Screens and tents are lined up on West 31st Street to block off fans and paparazzi. The NYPD ramped up its presence outside of the arena tonight, but teased what could be taking place inside, posting this video of a police chief reciting some familiar lyrics.
I heard you calling on the megaphone.
You need to calm down.
Why do you gotta be so mean?
I knew you were trouble. I knew it.
This weather feels like a cruel summer. Welcome to New York.
Well, someone's having some fun out there. Let's get right to CNN's Bryn Gingras, who's right outside of Madison Square Garden, I should note, in the sweltering heat. So, Bryn, the Swifties know all too well that Taylor Swift is good at keeping secrets, but what have you been able to decipher so far about what's going on in there?
Yeah, listen, Abby, we're actually getting quite a show here. The Swifties that did show up are getting the same kind of show. We're starting to see A-listers begin to arrive to this event. Might be running a little behind schedule, if I'm going to be honest with you, because we heard from sources this was supposed to start with a cocktail hour beginning at 4:30. It's now 5 o'clock. And if I get out of the way, you can see these SUVs lining up. These probably go 30 to 40 SUVs deep. So these SUVs, as they come down,
Hans hat bei Ophirum in Gold investiert und genießt seitdem seinen dritten Frühling. Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
about this party. Like I said, it is expected to be going on right now in some form, and we do expect actually the celebration, the ceremony to begin probably in the next half hour or so, followed by, of course, the big party. We've been hearing reports that possibly we're going to hear Stevie Nicks perform, maybe even Ed Sheeran, Tim McGraw. So a lot of these details still under wraps, but certainly the excitement around here is palpable as all these A-listers are now beginning to arrive to this party.
Well, who among us has not arrived fashionably late to a cocktail party? Bryn Gingras, thank you very much, outside of Madison Square Garden. I want to bring in now Charlotte Triggs, the editor-in-chief of People magazine. So Charlotte, there have been obviously a lot of rumors swirling around this big event, including what exactly they're going to do to this arena, who's in the bridal party, what are we learning about what is happening in this top secret affair right now?
Well, this is the kind of wedding that I don't think most of us have seen. I mean, it's like they have taken a venue that seats 50,000 people, I forget the capacity exactly, and they are transforming it from a sporting arena, concert arena, into something that is going to look completely transformed into like a fairy tale garden. We have sources that said that they've seen the inside, and it is absolutely majestic and beautiful, and it looks like a classic wedding. It doesn't look like, what you would think when you think MSG, like the t-shirt guns and the pretzel vendors and popcorn. It's, a completely different vibe right now.
Yeah.
And just, they've tented off the seats so that that's not even going to be seen. So you're going to go in and really kind of have more of like a garden wedding vibe somehow.
We're looking at some live pictures outside of the garden. I was just told, okay, there he is. Jason Sudeikis walking in, hands up so that no one stops him from getting into the wedding venue. So we're starting to see these guests trickling in for what is supposed to be the cocktail hour right now. Ceremony, obviously, sometime after that. Do you think, though, that we will see any visuals of this wedding after the fact? I heard you say there that you've got some great sources inside who are giving you a sense of it, but will we actually see it?
Okay, Mann, total easy. Ich bin rein, Kohle auf den Tisch, raus, bam. Oh, wow, pures Gold.
Entdecken Sie Ihr goldenes Händchen. Kaufen Sie Gold. Ganz einfach und sicher bei Ophirum. Ophirum, einfach Gold.
Manifesting pictures. I think that it would be in keeping with her traditions that she has going with her fans of sharing her big moments. I mean, she did proactively share her engagement pictures with people, and she didn't have to do that. I mean, that could have been a private moment, and they could have not even confirmed it, but they did. You know, I think she knows that she has got this absolutely
We're looking at
huge devoted audience.
Sorry, Charlotte, to interrupt. We're looking at sports broadcaster